Do we need fluoride to prevent cavities?
No. My answer would be no.
Walk us through your journey as a medical professional who was once physically in the streets picketing for water fluoridation.
Oh, you heard that.
To one who actively speaks out against fluoride.
Yeah, I look back at that. It's very humbling. But I like to share that. So I was trained in a school, like we all are as dentists, that really push fluoride, you know, and I never really questioned it because all the people I looked up to, all my mentors, all the dentists, they just said, this is the bee's knees. This is what we need to keep our teeth healthy. And of course, we only saw cherry-picked science, you know, in that environment. So I was super pro fluoride. I happen to live and practice in Portland, Oregon, and we do not have water fluoridation. It's just never passed. And I think it was maybe 2010 or 11, and it was up for vote again. And I was in my pediatric residency, and I was very vocal about the fact that we needed water fluoridation because look at all these kids with cavities coming in. It's rampant. It's the #1 chronic disease in the world. It's an epidemic. And then I had a professor come in who had been to the debate downtown, and he kind of sat down. He looked really just in shock after his experience hearing kind of both sides. And he said, I think you guys all need to hear the other side of the fluoride debate. I had never heard or even understood half of the things they said, and I'm going to go do more research. And so, and he had been super pro fluoride, and it was someone I really looked up to. So I said, what is he talking about? So I started to just do my own due diligence. And I realized, wow, fluoride has a lot of concerns. It's an endocrine disruptor. It can be defined as a neurotoxin. It affects the thyroid. It's antimicrobial, so it's killing good and bad bacteria. You know, what is it doing to brain development? And just since then, there's been so much more science and data coming in about how it is impacting the fetal brain development and the brain development of our children, affecting IQ. Some very great studies. There is a lawsuit. It's a federal lawsuit. All the testimonials have occurred, and we're just waiting for the judge to rule. It literally could be any day. But it was the people versus the EPA. And basically, there's never been any solid, long-term safety studies on water fluoridation. And that's also a medical consent issue as well. So we're mass medicating people without their consent. Now, the thing specifically with water fluoridation, so this is systemic fluoridation, right?
Yeah, you're ingesting it on a regular basis.
So this could also include prescriptions, so fluoride prescriptions that your pediatrician might write for you. We know this is not up for debate. Like even dental schools are teaching this now, that fluoride works topically, not systemically. And what does fluoride do? It makes the tooth more acid resistant. And that is true. It does. But as a functionally minded dentist now, where I'm looking beyond the tooth, what is it doing to the rest of the body? And that's where I think we're really missing the mark in dentistry. We're so blinders up. We're so focused on that technician part where we're just fixing the tooth. We forget there's beyond the tooth, there's the tongue, there's the mouth, there's the child, there's the parents, there's the family, there's the community. So there's a lot of concerns. And so the study that gets spoken about a lot was a prospective study where they followed, I think it was 516 mother-child pairs. It was in Canada. The editor-in-chief of JAMA Pediatrics has done a podcast on this. And essentially, they did urinary analysis of fluoride through each trimester, and they averaged the results. And they found that women who consumed more fluoride, quote unquote, in excessive amounts, but what was normal just through their water and through their food, their children had a 5-point drop in IQ. So they followed these kids until they were 3 or 4 years old. It was mostly with boys. So they really did a great job taking out all the confounding variables. And this study is really well recognized, which is why JAMA Pediatrics reviewed it. And they even said at the end, that's on par with lead, that IQ drop. And so to me, I just think the burden of proof should be on the safety of it, not the opposite. And it's just the dental community is obviously very on board with fluoride. But my argument is prove to me it's safe. Show me the safety data, not the other way around. They're saying, well, show me it's not safe. And I just think we've really mixed that up. And